So I get this question a lot. Why are movies selling out? Why don't they look good anymore? Why is every set a green screen? And it's quite a simple answer. Money. No, it goes farther than that. If you look at any modern day like Marvel movie, you can notice there's a lot of CGI, there's a lot of special effects, there's a lot of green screens. Now why are people renting out big studios and why aren't people, shooting on location anymore? This is a very simple question. It is because money. No, I'm just kidding again. Or am I? So as you know, Marvel movies, they have a lot of CGI, they have a lot of moving parts, and that would be fine for like, so there's like Iron Man flying, there's Spider-Man swinging around the city, there's Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk. Yeah, you can use green screen for those, but like, even in shots, I've seen behind the scenes, even in shots where there's not like flying or any special effects, they still use green screen instead of shooting on location. Now, why did they do this? Money. No, I'm just kidding. Again. Bunch of people in the movie industry, let's say you're lighting a scene. I have one light right here and it shines bright on my face. Maybe even a little too bright. And you notice that in post. You notice that, oh, the background looks weird because of the lighting that's right here. Well, how are we going to fix that? We can't. We're going to have to reshoot the entire shot. The entire shot, we're going to have to reshoot it. And maybe even some of the other shots in that scene. So what studios today are doing now is they are taking on location shoots and they're making them less likely to happen. They rent out big studios with green screens. This way, say there's a green screen behind me. There is a green screen behind me. You didn't notice this? None of this is real. It's all a green screen. I am in a studio right now. I'm just kidding. So let's say I messed up the lighting. I messed up the lighting on shot. I have to redo it. Well, what's a way to where we don't have to worry about the lighting? We don't have to worry about the reflection on the bed back there. Sorry, I pointed the wrong direction. I don't know my own room. Well, what could we do? What we could do is we could rent out a big studio and we could use a green screen. I mean, we can go into Blender, we can go into any modeling software, we can create our own sets for pretty much free if you have a good enough skill. Instead of going out and building big sets like the ones you see on Marvel movies, you can just go into Blender, build your own, and then put it behind your actor. But now that I'm using a green screen, I no longer have to worry about the reflections in the background. I no longer have to worry about, I don't know, some one thing that's in the background that's not supposed to be there. Maybe there's like a Starbucks cup someone left out. Maybe there's like, I don't know, a reflection. You no longer have to worry about that when you're using a green screen because you made the background yourself. You know every tiny detail that was put into it. Now, do I think that we should be using green screens entirely in Hollywood films? I think that, green screens are very useful if you're doing CGI. Now, I do think that green screens are useful when you're doing CGI. Like, say you have someone flying in the air, like a superhero or something. Yeah, green screen's gonna be useful because you don't want to put your actor in danger by using wires and stuff. But then again, if you use wires and stuff, in my personal opinion, it does make it a lot more real, a lot more authentic because they're actually there. They're actually reacting to the things around them. Like if this was a green screen, there's the off chance that someone put the guitar case in the wrong area, or someone put the bed on the wrong side, and I kept pointing over there. But using a real set, you don't have to worry about that because like I can see my bed over there, even though I'm pointing over there. I can see my bed over there. It's there. It's real. I can pick this up. I can interact with the objects around me. I don't have to pretend to do that and add that in post. Which I think makes the actors' reactions to things in the movies a lot more authentic because they're actually in the environment. They're actually seeing, they're actually feeling, it's almost as if they're actually there, because they are. However, with green screens, you just have a big green background and you're like, guys, look at that volcano that's right behind me, it's gonna explode. And you know, you're not feeling how you would feel if there is a real model of like a 10-foot tall volcano behind you. No, you're just pointing at a green piece of paper and pretending there is one. I'm not saying actors don't do well with green screens. There are actors who do well with green screens. I'm just saying that I feel like it adds a lot more authenticity to it, and they're great, like I said, for CGI shots. That is great. But like if you just have a static shot like this, like where I am, then you don't need a green screen, and it makes it a lot less fun, because I mean, you don't get to watch the movie on set, kind of. You don't get to watch the whole thing really come together until you get the finished product. And even then, I mean, you could pay someone to make the background and edit all the green screen, and they could do a horrible job. And I mean, you could have easily just fixed that if you shot on location, which shooting on location can be expensive, but at the same time, it really doesn't cost anything to get good shots. Just go out into the woods next to your house, go out to a family-owned coffee shop and say we'll give them $30 for an hour. Or you could just use your own house. If you look at all of my short films, all of them are in my house, except for this one right here. This one, I actually did at my school with no permission. I took this big duffel bag to school, and I had lights, camera, I had a microphone, a big boom mic, and I got like 4 of my friends to just sit down and act in it with me after school was over. I mean, it was a very stressful time because we had like 30 minutes to film the entire thing, and we had a lot of technical difficulties because I'm filming on a horrible laptop. I was filming on this old, like, Windows 10 laptop. I mean, Windows 10 isn't that old, but it's a very slow laptop. Dayton, if you're watching this, you know my pain. So that was all for today, and if you are one of my more attentive viewers, you would notice that I'm using a green screen right now. I'm in space. I'm at the Pyramid of Giza. I'm at the Eiffel Tower. I'm at your house. Look out your window. As you can see, the quality has dropped severely in my background, probably because of my poor green screen editing, but we're not going to get into that. This video was edited on CapCut. And if you've enjoyed my little informative rant and you want me to do more of these, you can. Just comment down below, hey, you're so cool, and I love this video, and you're really cool, and hey, did I mention how cool you are? Enter. There is a link in the description to a Google form. I do want to start like talking about movies and doing sort of video essays on movies, so if you have any movies you'd like to recommend to me, just fill out that form and I'll watch them. Maybe I'll do a video on them. And subscribe. Goodbye.
What? To be your cactus, I want to be your cactus. What? To be a cactus, I want to be a cactus. To be a cactus, I want to be a cactus. What? To be a cactus, I want to be a cactus. What?